It's like maybe it's too much, but it's become like a habit, to talk like very structured in English now.
Oh, oh my gosh, that is a huge win.
I know, right?
Hi guys, so I want to make a quick video before I go for my ski lesson in about an hour. Very exciting. So I want to talk about one of my students from the previous ESA batch, and her name is Tria. And Tria is the perfect example of an Indonesian, of a person who has lived abroad for many years in an English-speaking country, New Zealand, but she still struggles in expressing her more complex, deeper thoughts in English.
What was like your biggest struggle before you joined ESA?
Yeah, I was looking for this program because of my fluency, of course.
Mhm.
I know how to speak English, like daily English, basic English. I need more like the structure. And then I can deliver my message, what on my thought. So yeah, that's why I'm looking for this kind of program.
So, as a background, Tria has been living in New Zealand for I forgot how many years, but a very long time with her family, and she also already works there. She works in hospitality and service industries, and her English was pretty all right. We can speak English very well about daily things, about casual, everyday topics, where the kind of talks where you always have when you're speaking with new people. But she told me that she had difficulties getting into conversations that are beyond these topics. And this is. Wait, someone's at the door. Yes, so, anyways, distractions over. So this is a struggle that I see a lot with expats when they're speaking a second language. They may be living there, they may be able to interact at a surface level, but beyond that, going deeper is very often a challenge that many of these people face. But it's at this point, the problem is not so much about grammar or vocabulary anymore, because you actually do understand English almost at a high level. But when it comes to actually producing the language yourself, it's more difficult for you. And you have difficulties expressing yourself in a clear way, in a structured way, in a way that would make you understandable to the other person.
And before you joined this program, like what were the things that you do that weren't really working in the way that you were learning or practicing English?
Not really work because maybe no one can tell me about, hey, this is your problem. This is what you have to do when you struggling with this problem. So yeah, no one lead me, stuff like
Right.
that. Yeah,
No one was giving you the guidance or the feedback.
yeah, true. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the confidence. This program built the confidence.
So when Tria first joined ESA, her English was already good. We can speak about her life, about her day to day without a problem. But when it comes to speaking about things that she's not super comfortable with, she became a little bit harder to understand. And that's when I see that what she needed was more about clarity and structure. Because one of her problems was that she kept on repeating some points, or she would go round and round instead of going to the point. And at this point, a lot of people misdiagnose themselves. Oh, my problem is that my English is not good enough. No, it's clarity and structure. So one of the things that she had to do once she joined ESA was to record herself speaking every day. So this is like one habit that she had to do throughout the program that was going on for 2 months. And why is this helping? Because when you're recording yourself, when you're, let's say, vlogging, you're forcing yourself to hear yourself speak. And then when you rewatch it again, you're gonna start seeing, oh, that's what I do. I actually repeat it. Okay. And then from there, of course, I would be able to see how she speaks, and I would give her feedback from that. And then from that feedback, she would implement it immediately in the next vlog.
Through the video, the vlog that we have to make. Actually, we have to make like every day, but sometimes, And then, so yeah, by that, so yeah, we can practice not only the, conversation, not only the English spoken,
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. But also by the making the vlog, again, we build the how we process, what are we going to talk, how we, you know what I mean? So,
You mean, right?
sorry?
The framework, you mean?
Yes, the framework. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that part. The
Yeah, yeah.
framework. Yeah, like making a story. Before you making a story, you have to make like the frame before you make the story. So, yeah, similar with this program.
Okay, that's good. That's really nice.
And also with Tria already has the environment. She already has like the foundational skill. She can already speak English very fast, very well, and she also has the confidence. I can see that she carried herself pretty well when she's speaking in English. What she needed was just a guide, let's say a third person, an objective perspective, to see what she can do, how she can get better. Also, one of the things that was very interesting about Tria was that her improvement was very fast because she immediately implemented the feedback that I gave her. So in every video, I give her feedback, and then the next video, she would try it again.
I can tell from like my third or fourth video, I can tell the difference. I can tell my confidence, also the way that I process, everything that I'm going to talk about. It's
But why do you think that your change was so soon after the third or fourth video?
Because I implemented what you were telling me to do.
Oh my god!
Right?
So I can help.
Yeah, I read your feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Even like maybe you should add these words. You can use these terms, and then yeah, especially about the filler. You have to avoid the
Right.
filler, stuff like that. So
Wow.
I just follow the structure that you gave me, and then yeah.
Okay.
And then just from this feedback, you can see that it doesn't take much for you to improve. Just a couple of tries and the right guidance.
The first video is still very awkward, and then from the second one to the third one, I feel like, oh yeah, right, I can learn about how to structure my English through these things. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. Especially you gave us the feedback very thorough, very like comprehensive. So it's like, I told you about that. Oh, so I don't need to make a note because you already make a note for us.
Of course. Yeah. That's why.
And then I just need to capture the note, and then it's very good.
I feel like this is what's missing in a lot of classes where you do have some practice, but you're not given the feedback that is very detailed. So it's just
True. And again, your feedback to me and to other students, it's not the same, right? It's not the same feedback.
No, absolutely not.
See, that's the good thing.
And over time, when she learns how to speak with better structure, with like less repetition, and how can she optimize the way she thinks and she speaks in English at the same time, the confidence will show in your real life. Even in her first language, in Bahasa, she started speaking with structure, with confidence, and with more calm.
Yeah, and also the confidence. This program built the confidence because, in one of our meeting, I told you about that. People not really understand when, suddenly they don't understand in the middle of the conversation because maybe suddenly my confidence was like off, and then it's like mumbling or stuff like that. So this program built confidence as well. And also now, even like in a small conversation, I don't know, maybe this is too much, but like the other day, my coworker at my workplace, she was just pregnant, and I'm so happy with her. And then for her, and then she asked me about ultrasound for the baby, and then how to do it, how to make the appointment, and then and then I explained to her, like when I explain some subject in the vlog. It's like maybe it's too much, but it's become like a habit, to talk like very structured in English now.
Oh my gosh, that is a huge win.
I know, right? Maybe, and also I told you about that when I went to the GP with my husband, and then last time I went to the oncology. It's like, oh wow, it's a big win because it's the improvement is real. Like maybe it's like under consciousness, but
Yeah.
it's happened. It's happening. It was happening. So yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that.
So this is what happens when you start thinking to yourself that progress is actually, it's not so far away. And if you really change your perspective about yourself when it comes to speaking English, your improvement can happen very fast. So if this is you, if you're like an expat who has lived abroad for a long time and you feel like your English is stagnant, improvement is actually a lot closer than you think. What you may need is actually a third person to tell you what your mistakes are and how to correct it. And also, another thing that you can also start shifting in yourself is the way you look at yourself, the way you see yourself. And by just changing that simple narrative from like, oh, someone who doesn't speak English very well to someone who's actually quite fluent in English, just need some polishing, that could also improve your morale and your confidence as well. So yeah.
What would you say to future students who are still thinking of joining ESA?
You don't need to think about it. If your goal is to speak English in a good structure, and then to build your confidence, I think both are the reason that you have to just follow this program.
It's so nice, Tria. I'm so happy to hear that.
So right now we are currently in the middle of the current batch of ESA, but the next batch is opening again in about a month. So yeah, if you are someone who, let's say, have a higher level of English, you can speak English, about simple things, but you still feel like you're stuck and you cannot get past, we're opening the next batch in about a month, and we're already opening waitlists. So make sure to apply using the link below, or go to Instagram, Nylingua, and DM us Sprint. So thank you for being here in this video. I will see you next time on another video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.